All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Young Professionals Network of NSD-CAR. We are some committee members from Young Professionals Network. We have one of our favorite sponsors on with us today. We have Rich Johnson with Windermere Homes and Estates. Much for sponsoring us this year, Rich. And thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for.
My pleasure.
It's been an interesting year for sure. Not what we all expected, but we're excited to be able to spotlight you today on our Facebook page. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We are excited to get to know you a little bit more as our sponsor. And anybody who's logging on, please feel free to chime in, ask some questions in the comments. We have some of our awesome committee members on today. Huge thank you to Geddes. She is our sponsor chair, and we wouldn't be able to put these sponsor spotlights together without her. So thank you, Elisa.
Thanks, Elisa.
Hello.
We also have two past chairs for Young Professionals Network that are actually Windermere agents too, which is pretty cool. Giovanni Ruiz was our past chair last year. Hi, Giovanni.
Hello, hey, good morning, afternoon.
And Jackie Camacho is here as well. She was chair for 2018.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on. We also have Laura Kressig. She's our events chair. She's really the backbone of YPN. Thanks for being on, Laura. She's with My NHD.
Hey, guys.
And Jessica Cruz, our vice chair, incoming chair for 2021, Pacific Sotheby's agent.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and dive into things. Rich, how are you doing today?
Doing wonderful. It's a pleasure to be here with you, and so inspiring to see what you guys are doing and to be on this call with a lot of fun people.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to do it. We are excited to learn from you and get to know you more too. So we all know you have an extensive foot in the real estate market in San Diego and in the desert. And it says you have 13 Windermere offices currently. Can you give us a little background on how you got started in real estate and what caused you to end up partnering with Windermere Homes and Estates?
Sure. It's a long time ago. Yeah, I've been in the business now 31 years, so it's a little fuzzy, but no, I'm just kidding. I got involved because I have an older brother who became a property developer, and back in the 80s, late 80s, and you know, he was building properties here locally in San Diego County, and everything from apartment buildings to single family dwellings to commercial space. And he said, you really should get your license. I'll build them, you sell them. So that's how I got into the business. I had previously been an insurance broker, which was pretty boring. And I was excited to transition my career into real estate, and I've never looked back. So I've had a lot of fun. How I got involved with Windermere? I owned my own companies during the period of time that I was doing the development business with my brother. But after he wound up his operations, I decided to go back into traditional residential real estate. And I found this company called Windermere. And I was like, Winda who? Never heard of them, didn't know anything about them. Found out that they were based out of Seattle, owned by family members. So I liked it because of the fact that it wasn't corporately owned, family owned, non-corporate environments. And so I explored the possibilities and ended up joining them in 2003 and have worked in management with another ownership group for a period of time, and then bought my own franchise and launched operations, which includes the offices that you just referred to throughout San Diego, and just recently opened up in Temecula and then out in the Coachella Valley.
Awesome. It's a very large footprint that you have and a lot of connections you have. So that is great. Thanks for giving us that background.
I love that you started with family and then like transitioned to like, a family-based community. That's really cool.
Yeah, in my time as an insurance broker, I actually went to work. It was a large insurance company, Farmers Insurance, and I got involved in their corporate operations for a couple of years, and it just wasn't a good fit. I didn't like working for anybody else. I'm kind of like, I don't like taking orders. So working for myself allowed me to solve that issue. And so, you do some good things and sometimes you make mistakes, but at least, I don't have to answer to anybody about it. So it's fun.
Elisa?
Sorry, there's an airplane going by, so if you guys can hear the background noise. So Rich, the hot topic right now, since COVID started, is real estate's kind of been pushed to the forefront. So how is Windermere's business trending today? And I guess what has your discussion been with your agents, like moving into third and fourth quarter? What do you see going on?
Yeah, well, just like everybody else, I think that March, April, May, and even parts of June were really difficult, very challenging. Every brokerage suffered. We as agents had to learn this new normal, right? And people stopped listing their homes, and we have new rules on how to show, and we've got all these new forms that we've got to deal with. And now we're all on Zoom all the time, and people are paranoid. So I don't think it could be a more it's certainly unprecedented. Certainly I don't think we'll ever go through a year like we have in the first half of 2020. And it's been an amazing sort of metamorphosis that we've all had to go through. So going from that period of time where business was down in very significant numbers to now, it's almost like a complete 180. Mm-hmm. Everybody that I know is busy. Everybody that I know is now almost at capacity. Even though we have not seen the return of listing inventory like the way we would like, sales have skyrocketed. We are at near record levels in our sales. We have more properties in escrow right now than I think we've ever had. And so, it's changed. It's changed drastically. I think that going forward for the balance of the year, I think I'm extremely optimistic. I don't see a slowdown coming. You guys are all young, and I will tell you that there has never been interest rates at 2.25% in the history of the world, okay? Yeah. And I remember when interest rates were so much higher. So I don't see that changing. And so, with things loosening up a little bit and barring any catastrophe that we have due to COVID, a resurgence, and I know we've seen that recently, but I'm very optimistic at the prospects for the balance of the year. I don't even think we're going to slow down for the holidays. I think it's going to keep going, and I think that that's been the consensus of not only my agents but also many of my peers in the industry that I speak with on a regular basis. So I think it's good. I'm optimistic.
Yep. Keep working hard, right? Just push forward.
Never really worked harder.
Yeah.
That I think many positive things have come out of this. We've learned so much about ways that we can do business now, and, working not necessarily within offices and taking advantage of technology and, and helping our clients really. And that's what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm. The service.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no, I was just saying.
That.
Go ahead, Jackie. Go.
Go ahead. I was just going to say that I think a lot of it has to do with being quarantined. The beginning of this whole situation, a lot of people were quarantined and actually physically stayed in their home for a long period of time, where then they came to the realization, if I'm going to be quarantined, I want to be able to live in a place that's my own and that I could do a lot more than, what I've seen is a surge in first-time home buyers. It's because of the interest rates being so low. I feel like they're also, the quarantine really made you feel whether your job is secure or not. So there came a lot of realizations with this quarantine for the consumer side. And so I think part of that, besides the, like you mentioned, interest rates just being super low, is that people are like, well, if I'm going to be stuck at home, I want it to be my home. And so that's why we're seeing a lot of the changes in the market and the demand for homes. Not as full of inventory as I'd wish, but I think that will come with a little bit more time as well.
Yeah, and COVID has caused a shortage, and it's kind of like the perfect storm. An incredible amount of people demanding inventory, and then you have a lot of people that are probably possibly doing a forbearance and not really motivated to put their properties on the market and sell them. They're going to wait out the forbearance, and then they will possibly either extend it or maybe sell at that point. But we do have a situation right now where it's like low interest rates, low inventory, high demand. So it's causing a frenzy. But it's just like when we're in the industry as real estate professionals, it's like you're in one of those wind tunnels or whatever, with there's like transactions or money flying around, and you have
trying to grab them.
I'm just creating like an image, and like how like you're trying to be productive and provide a great service, but at the same time you're like moving around like a crazy person. But I'm happy that it has turned into this, because the beginning of the year was just so uncertain what was going to happen to our industry and the economy. So seeing this like a V-shaped recovery has been phenomenal. So yeah, thank you, Rich.
Yeah, I agree with both of you, and it's been interesting to watch, people, how they have changed their desires for home search, looking for homes now where they can have, maybe 2 home offices, more of the amenities, bigger space, maybe not so much within the suburbs. Maybe they're moving out a little bit more into less populated areas, because that quarantine situation that we all went through, that wasn't a lot of fun, right? We can't get our haircuts, and we can't get our, go to the certain stores and, go out to eat. I mean, it changed our lives completely. And that trickles down into everything that we do. And, obviously real estate is at the core of where we all live, right? And so it's been an awesome but difficult period of time for us to adapt to. But I think that you all have done a fabulous job at doing that, and we're seeing things go much smoother from a transaction standpoint now. You guys are working together really well.
Great. I think that kind of leads us into our next question too, is with Windermere being one of the largest brokerages in our area, and all of this, new and exciting and crazy, and just an influx of transactions going on. What can you tell us has been like some challenges and some wins during this time that we maybe didn't experience before?
Well, great question. I think that in the beginning of COVID, and with all of the new, sort of regulations, everything from being deemed non-essential at the beginning, and then, getting to be essential status, and having to deal with the changes in the contracts, and the way that we show and all of that. I think that was very challenging for the entire industry for, a couple of months, March and April in particular. I think the victories are how we've, like I said just a few minutes ago, I think that some of the victories is how we have adapted, how we as an industry have learned how to deal with the crisis. And, you know, our clientele ranges from people in their 20s to even people in their 90s and 100s, you know, in a few cases. And every client that we work with, whether it's a buyer or seller, is an individual that's also dealing with COVID and, you know, the situation with showing and transactions and paperwork and all of that. So I really think that the way that our world was turned upside down and the scariness that we went through, I mean, we were all like wondering how we were going to stay alive and stay in business, including myself. And I think that that challenge of going through that and learning and adapting. And by the way, I got to shout out to the affiliates like Laura and our title people and our mortgage people and our escrow people, who all are affected and who all have had to go through the same thing. Without them and without our trusted people, you know, how are we going to get through this? So I just think that the victory is where we sit today in early August, 5 months into this crisis. And I think that that we're resilient. We're a tough bunch of cookies out here, and we know how to adapt and get things done. So, you know, those are the things that I look at right now and feel very fortunate that I have my company intact and we're starting to thrive again. And the vibe and the looks on people's faces, we've kind of lost that deer in the headlights. It looks like that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we're all pointing at it and we're all moving forward toward it.
As an agent at Windermere, I feel like, you know, of course, you're always going to say really great things about where you work for, right? Or else why would you work there? But I have never seen the level of care that Windermere offers to their agents, as well as just, you know, going through this together. I honestly felt like at any point I could reach out to Windermere if I felt like I needed some more guidance on how to maneuver through COVID on a real estate transaction. And then just in general, I know you mentioned earlier in this interview that you really wanted to steer away from the corporate feel, and this was a family-owned business. And so I think you guys have given your agents the family business where you genuinely care about your agents. It's not just about generating more and more money for your company. It's you genuinely care about them, and then you still get the benefits of a corporation. For example, all the support, whether it's marketing, whether it's you know, like legal, anything that really comes up that a big corporation would always have available. You guys are offering that on a smaller scale where you still feel protected and helped out, and Windermere, you know, is always watching out for you, including the affiliates that you guys, you know, choose to work with and that stay on top of everything to help us out.
Yeah, and then during the actual crisis where everybody's staying at home, I think that the level of response from Windermere Homes and Estates, where they had Zoom conference calls Mondays and Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, with all relevant terms, and the coordination that was behind the scenes for the agents to feel connected, even though we're all apart at home, was it was a very good response. It's a very excellent response where it kept everybody unified and informed, and with, you know, just keeping the eye on the target to continue to provide a great quality service for our clients and be the source or the resource for the most up-to-date information that we got from Windermere that we would pass along to our clients. So I thought that was excellent. Really great at innovating and using Zoom right away to get everything set up. So the response was excellent. So yeah, I think that's why we have this V-shaped recovery, because everybody was on it for sure.
Thanks, Giovanni. You know, the bottom line is that my philosophy is I was an agent, and I know what it's like to be an agent. And when I started this company, I've always felt like I have a partnership with my agents. You don't work for me, we work together and we solve issues together. And you were right, we were extremely proactive at the onset of COVID, and we were having 25 Zoom calls a week in every department. At the end of the day, I feel like the obligation is there for me to service and support you as agents. It's a lonely business. It can be really difficult sometimes, but the fact is that, our people, are truly committed to the agent's success. And I think that's our secret sauce. I don't think we're smarter than anybody else. Every company has many fine people that work in it. I just feel like I have an obligation to lead the group that associates with Windermere in a particular direction, and that is to give them the best I've got. And, so far for me, it's worked. I've got a lot of agents who've worked with me for 10, 15 years or even more. So it doesn't happen without, it's not just me, it's an entire group of people that, that are contributing to all of the success and, and all of the challenges. And by the way, at my age, I've been through a few, I've been through a few challenges. So it's not like I get too overly concerned. We're going to come through this, and we will come through this. And there's power in that. And there's power in believing in optimism and, having faith and moving forward.
Nice.
Thank you. So I guess I have a question that was already kind of answered in our previous conversation, but what affiliates does Windermere currently align with, and how do they contribute to us? Like, what do you look for in an affiliate? What kind of contribution are you looking for?
Yeah, so, brokerages like mine have always had affiliate relationships for various reasons, some for monetary gain, some for other reasons. The thing that makes me want to align with a particular affiliate is really being like-minded, having affiliates that are, within the same mindset that we are, that are dedicated to serving the agents. Without real estate agents, you are nothing in this world as a broker. And there's a reason why we're called brokers. It's because we're broker. Now, with that being said, affiliates are able to contribute to a lot of things. And whether, and there's certain rules around different affiliates. But, for me, I found that I've also grown some of my own. But I affiliate with Stewart Title because I believe they're the #1 title company in San Diego and Riverside County. And that what I like about Stewart is the fact that the reps that service our offices are tech forward. They're able to actually help agents, which is what this is all about. It's a done for you world now. And I'm trying to do the done for agents as high as I can. We have our own escrow company that is an independent firm that we are very proud to represent, called Countywide Escrow. It does escrows for lots of different companies. It's not exclusively Windermere, but I was able to get some top-notch escrow officers there. And we have our own mortgage division called Team Mortgage. So, those are all essential people to the transaction. Not to mention, the people like Laura with NHD, the home warranty folks, and all of that. I vet them very carefully. It's not about the dollars, it's about the service, and it's about the reputation, and it's about, standing up. If they screw up, they've got to make it right. And so, that's why you use in-house services. You use them because when the hits the fan, if you've got title, escrow, mortgage that are aligned with the brokerage, you can get a lot more done a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it comes to what kind of services can you provide to your agents, and you know, that relationship, when it's built out of trust, and you would trust that your brokerage knows, you know, what kind of people they're bringing into their company, and sharing with the agents and helping them succeed. I know that if I need a title report ASAP, you know, I could reach out directly to my title rep and just get it like so fast. And the same goes with a lot of these affiliates. I think sometimes too, affiliates, like, they have all the right intentions of wanting to help agents, but it's the ones that can actually execute and follow through that will continue to gain agents business. And so I appreciate you guys vetting the right people, because it's definitely created relationships for me that I wouldn't have had otherwise with affiliates. So does anybody else have any feedback? I know Melody is a Stewart title rep. She's my Stewart title rep, but you know, out of everybody here, I think we make a really great group of young professionals that are forward thinking, like Rich mentioned, and just know that we want to continue to provide excellent service, continue to transact, and be able to provide like top-notch transactions and service to everybody involved in the transaction.
By the way, I did not say Stewart just because Melody's on the call. I actually do have a relationship with Stewart Title. So
yeah, no, of course. I know. That's why I was like, I don't know if I want to say Melody, but I know I do, because I personally use Melody. But Stewart in general is really great. They have a really great system. Like, if it's the weekend and I can't get a hold of escrow to send me like a net sheet, I can just log into stewart.com and generate a temporary net sheet with a with whatever my seller would need to know how much they would net at the end of the sale. And it's pretty accurate. Once I actually have escrow generate their own, the numbers are so close, and that's automated. So you could just log into their website, and that's I think that's a huge benefit to me, because on the weekends those listings show up and I want to show up prepared. So, you know, Stewart Title in general just does a really great job, and Melody does a great job too.
Thank you guys.
There are so many good affiliates out there, and you know, we're all free to choose who we work with, and that's really the most important thing. When you're choosing affiliates, choose the people that you like and that you trust, and that can be there for you when you need them, you know, regardless of the company. There's lots of good people out there, and remember, they all work for you.
And I think that's such a perk that we have with Young Professionals Network, is building a community and a network, so that any new agents, if you're watching, or seasoned agents and you're looking for you know, new inspection company, or you know, whatever you might need, it's great to check with your board, you know, check with your Young Professionals Network. We're here to bring value and help connect people. That's my favorite thing about YPN and about being a title rep, is building connections to be able to connect people. So we're here to be a resource for you as well, just being young professionals in the industry. So thanks for adding on to that, and thanks for the shout out, guys.
Yeah, no problem. So am I next with my question?
Yeah.
I was trying to keep track of the questions, and yeah, I think I am next. All right, so Rich, how do you you always support your agents. Now, how do you and your agents enrich the communities that you serve by fostering a culture of community service? How do you guys give back over at Windermere Homes and Estates? What I did there.
So great question. You know, I think that one of the things that I learned as an agent was that people want to associate with people who do good for others. And I think that the realtor community probably does that better than almost any other professional group. At Windermere, we have the Windermere Foundation. And it's been in existence for over 30 years and has donated more than $30 million to various charities and organizations. For us at Windermere Homes and Estates, every agent donates a portion of their commission, and they choose the amount to the Windermere Foundation. And then each year, our group of agents, we have a steering committee that chooses what groups or group or charity or organization they want to work with. And we take our funds that we've collected over the year and have a community service day where we literally go to the organization or the business or whatever it is, and project. We've done, last year we did Feeding San Diego. This year we will likely be doing, we may be doing Feeding San Diego again, but in general, we present $20,000 to $30,000. And then we have agents that do many things on their own. You guys, all the agent population have many things that are near and dear to your hearts, everything from, you know, Homes for Humanity to everything else under the sun. And so I think for us in our organization, when I built my offices, I wanted to build those offices that welcome the public. So they're not just dry, cold cubicles. Our offices are designed to be used by agents for their various functions, whether it's giving away, you know, pies for Thanksgiving or whatever else. So we take it very seriously, and we put our money where our mouth is, and it's been part of the Windermere tradition since I started with them back in 2003. So I'm very proud of that aspect of our company and our agents and how they participate in that. Don't all talk at once.
No. But I actually went my first year at Windermere. I'm also a Windermere agent. Went to Community Service Day, and I was there with Elisa, and then it was like a group of like 200 of us or something like that, 200 to 300, and then we all got different jobs to beautify a location that's housing single mothers with their children, abused moms and kids, and so presented the check, but we also did some painting and some, you know, trimming of hedges, and our job
work.
Our job
was Casa de Amparo.
What was it?
I said that was Casa de Amparo.
Yeah, there you go.
Distressed mothers and children, and yeah, it was a great day.
We were moving the mulch around. At least it was a dirty job, but we were so happy to contribute and be part of it, because it was a really, you know, impactful day. So I remember that, and I was, you know, I felt like I was in the right place, in the right, you know, right office that gave back, and wasn't scared of rolling up their sleeves and doing some hard work. I was no longer used to that either. So it was something else. But you remember that day?
I do. Yeah.
No, I think it's important that, you know, that Windermere takes the time, and other brokerages, to give back to the community that we live in every day and that we serve every day. I think just taking even 10 minutes out of your time to appreciate the people who are around you in your community can go so far, especially with everything that's going on today. So I applaud Windermere for everything that they do, because I know you guys continually are doing things.
Thanks, Lisa.
I've got something to add to that. So August is the official month of giving for YPN. So if you pay attention to our page, you'll start to see some stuff that we're going to do as far as how we want to give back to the community this month. So keep your eyes out for that.
Let me know, Laura, what we can do.
Perfect. Thanks, Rich.
You bet.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I was going to chime in and say about our month of giving too. I'm excited to, you know, be able to virtually raise some funds, hopefully, for our charity that we partner with is Interfaith Community Services. I know Windermere has been involved in Interfaith Community Services as well. They do such great things for our community in North County. So keep us in the loop, Rich, too, with what you all are doing and how YPN, how we can all be involved together and impact our community. But thanks for spearheading that. And thank you so much for taking the time to come on today. Thank you for educating us and giving us your insight on the market right now. And we appreciate you taking the time to do this and to sponsor Young Professionals Network of NSDCAR this year. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks everybody for taking the time. I looked at the comments. We didn't have any other questions asked, but some great people chimed in to watch and let us know they were here. So thanks everybody for watching. We will keep you posted on our month of giving and our next sponsor spotlight. So thanks again, Rich Johnson with Windermere Homes and Estates. We'll ask you to put your information in the comments below. So if anybody has any questions for you directly, or wants to reach out to you, has questions about Windermere, you know where to find them.
Okay, sounds great.
Thanks
everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks everybody. Bye.